Hi friends, I'm Smita Katti, all of you know me as the Shininist here on Instagram. In today's video, I will be sharing a closer look at the Tombow Dual Brush Pen's Floral palette. Now, the Dual Brush Pens, as the name suggests, it has two tips, a brush tip and a marker tip. Now, the brush tip is really durable and you can apply different amount of pressure to create thinner or thicker lines. I like personally keeping a sketchbook and watercoloring florals in it, adding positive quotes to my page, and spending 20 minutes sketching something. On those days that I'm running short on time, I like reaching for a 20 pack or a 10 pack of dual brush pens. The colors have already been pre-selected and they all coordinate well together. And by limiting my color choices, I actually enjoy my painting that much more. And sometimes I explore color combinations that I wouldn't actually reach for myself. The floral palette though is completely my color style. I love the pinks, the reds, and the yellows. And the first thing I do once I get the dual brush pen pack is to create a color swatch. I cut a mixed media piece of paper. I just add a little bit of color using the brush tip onto the paper and then paint over it with water. So in today's video, while exploring this floral palette of colors, I thought we'd all start with a blank sketchbook page and create something together. So for brush lettering, all you do is you use the brush tip and you apply a light pressure while going upwards and you apply a heavier pressure while going downwards. These are just the basic brush lettering principles. I love brush lettering words and quotes using the brush pen, and for this quote here, I chose 4 to 5 colors and I just had fun lettering it. I'm going to speed up the video here because I don't really brush letter this fast in life. In real life, brush lettering is actually really slow. You don't have to try to brush letter fast. These brush tips are really durable and I love using them for brush lettering and also watercoloring. Using the brush tip again, I'm just applying a little bit of color on the paper and then I'm painting over it with some water. I'm using a water brush here, but any paintbrush dipped in water also works for this. The main thing to keep in mind is the paper that you use. I use mixed media papers or watercolor papers. These papers have some thickness to it, and because of the thickness, they don't readily absorb the ink. You have a few seconds to go in and paint over it with water, and this is what makes the dual brush pens work like watercolors. So watercoloring with dual brush pens is one of my favorite things to do. It is very simple and the effects are always beautiful. The colors of the dual brush pens are so vibrant that even when you add the water, they look beautiful. There is no chalky effect to it. It's just pure color on paper. Another thing that I like about the dual brush pens is the marker tip. The marker tip very often gets unnoticed and unused. But one of the good things about the marker tip is that the colors are exactly the same as the brush tip. So once my watercolor dries, I can just use the marker tip to go in and add more details on top of my watercoloring. You can add not only outlines and lines, you can add tiny dots like stippling and create more drama to your flowers. So here's today's finished quote. I love the way it turned out. I always enjoy spending some time with my sketchbook, and watercoloring with Tombow Dual Brush Pens is one of my favorite things to do. So if you have any questions for me regarding this topic, leave a comment below and I'll come back and answer them today. So thanks so much for spending some crafty time with me today, friends. I'll see you again soon in another video.